Welcome back to Age of Engineering, and it's time to, I think, get started with a little bit of farming, considering this is the farming age, and also for more RF power generation. I've prepared a basement to actually do this in. It is somewhat nuclear, but not like not IC2 nuclear, so it shouldn't cause damage to us. I've laid this out. What I'm going to try and create is these thermoelectric generators, and you place the generators like here and here, and if we filled in these slots with something that's hot, and then something that's cold on the other side, let's say water, then we should be able to generate RF. So that's going to need an awful lot of bronze, however. So I'm actually cooking up some copper, excuse me, and some tin, but we don't obviously need as much tin. In fact, we just need 20. There we go. And that'll make us quite a large amount of bronze. The thermoelectric generator requires... actually, that's a good point. Bronze is for something else. Bronze is for the sturdy casings. We're going to come to that later in the episode. Constantan. Okay, so the Constantan is copper and nickel. So the copper is being cooked up, and I'm just going to make this existing part into bronze. Actually, while I start through the episode, let's just knock that out of the way. Pop this in. And start making bronze-ish, although it's out of capacity. That should be fine. It should alloy up just okay. All right, where was I? Okay, so we want Constantan. I'm going to need the smeltery for that as well. I'm also going to need even more copper for this copper coil block with some Inori crystal. And I have left this in here. Yep, I have. Oh, I should mention this, by the way. I did get a drawer controller late last episode, so I decided to make the full set of drawers, at least an initial set of drawers. As you can see, as I'm placing stuff in here, it's finding its own place in the drawer controller. It's not easy to find stuff once this starts to really expand, so I do want to head towards the storage scanner. Yeah, unfortunately, it's 2 ender pearls. I don't have any yet. Machine frame triggers age 6, and the machine frame is electrical steel from Ender.io, which is where everything gets a little bit different. We have to get silicon from the centrifuge, and that comes from silicon dioxide, which comes from IC2 through clay dust in the thermal centrifuge. So we need probably some way of getting IC2 power on a lot of it. Nuclear. Always nuclear. Although it's not safe. I have blown... did I show you that in one of my previous playthroughs? I blew up my reactor room. Severely blew it up. Yeah, full-on detonation. I forget even how I did it. I think I just left something turned on in the wrong way. But yeah, that's a bit of an issue. So, yeah, we've got a few things to get to go to there. Age 5, there's the next trigger. And we've got to do this with a carpenter to trigger age 5. That's a sturdy casing. We know how to make those, and this is why I was making all the bronze, because we're going to need a few sturdy casings for different bits and pieces. And we also need an iron casing, which we've made before, and iron bars, which again we've made before. Basic capacitor, however, we've made the empowered Restonia crystals and the enriched gold, but we've not made copper electron tubes. Thankfully, it's a simple recipe, but it does need a thermionic fabricator, which also needs glass to be melted down in. And I'm not sure if you can put sand in here and it melts into glass, but you certainly put glass in there and that'll work just fine. So yeah, we're going to have to make the thermionic fabricator, which is, again, another sturdy casing, hence all the bronze. Now, before we get to the bronze, let me just put this Inori crystals down somewhere. I need more crafting grids already. I feel horrible. Okay. Oh, no, we can't do that. So we need to actually make these thermoelectric generator, which means lots of Constantan, which means I need to see if I've got lots of nickel. I probably don't. And steel. Now, the steel I haven't been concentrating on too much. I've got 15 from that new blast furnace, and it is just passively churning away in the background, producing steel for us. How many more have we got there? Another 16. And then let's just pop the coal coke in there so we can go and put that away. So that's 30. That means I can make about 10 of these generators, which is at least good enough to start. What I also want to do, and thanks to, I think it's Robin Stammer who, is it Stammer? Well, let's just have a look on the page. Who suggested I make a cobbleworks for making glass and in turn making first pipe or first cable, the stuff that transmits RF, which is just basically I need infinite glass for it to get it to work just fine. So yeah, we will get that sorted. Yeah, it was Robin Stammer or Stamer. I'm not sure how you pronounce your last name. So we also want to do that as well. So that cobblestone generator turns out to be really kind of good and compact for the start of the game. Let's go ahead and make a few things, and when we come back, we'll set up some of those machines and automations. All right. So the way that I was going to say a radioisotope thermoelectric generator. That's a different thing entirely. A thermoelectric generator, the way it works is a differential between heat, hot, and cold. So what we want to do is arrange a pattern so that if I put in, let's use I don't know, some diorite. If I put in a block, let's say there for the it's not radioisotope, for the thermoelectric generator, what we actually want is opposing blocks on either side. So one on this side, one on this side, and one is hot, one's cold. And we can do the same thing on this side and on that side. So we need to set them up in a regular pattern that lets us do that. So if we start with the hot side, we can either do something like lava and water, and according to the wiki that's about 15 RF per tick per pair of sides. So if we do 2 of those, maybe that'll be 30 RF per tick. Sounds okay, but we can push that a bit further using yellorium. So yellorium and water, let's just pop these in place, something like that anyway. What we ideally want is like a thermoelectric generator there, and then we can have water there and there. So all I need to do is perhaps something like this. Oops. Get this right. Ideally first time. This is one of the good reasons why I'm not using lava. Yes, it's cheaper, I feel like, than yellorium, but yeah, this is easier to handle if you accidentally step in it. And I guess there as well. Okay, so we just got a long connected section, and this and this and this and this, they would be the thermoelectric generators. So I guess I have some buckets on me. Let's go and get some of the thermoelectric generators. I've made a few up. This should have got more by now. It has. Just throw you away for a second. And I'm just going to fill these up. We've got enough for 10. Good. I think I've got 10 spaces down there. Don't have enough steel or copper yet for 10, but that should be okay. I can make more copper. That's bronze. I need copper. That's bronze as well. Where's all my copper gone? Let's just put this in here. All the bronze, grab the copper. And we want copper plates, don't we? So let's just grab the copper, pop that in there. We get a copper block, which we can drop in the block cutting machine, and we should get 9. Some item casings. We should get 9 plates, and we'll just get 10 from that. Pop those away for now. All right, so as I was saying, let's get a few of these and go and plant them downstairs. And we also want is maybe you. And we don't have any of that first cable yet. First cable allows 320 RF per tick to transfer through. What have we got for solar flux reborn then? We've got 3 tiers of cable. Okay, so it's 10 times and 100 times. Second cable just takes iron on top of the original. And it's a straightforward upgrade. In fact, no, it doesn't even take iron on top of the original. It takes iron on top of Restonia. And the original is just glass. Okay. If each of these is 20 RF per tick per pair, so that's 40 RF per tick times... There's room for 8 here without counting these on the ends. So yeah, that should just go over the limit of that cable, I think. So maybe that'll do, maybe not. We'll see anyway. Let's just pop in all of these, just knock these, not that block. Nearly. Nearly got it right first time. Let's pop in all of these. And where are my thermoelectrics? There we go. So there we go. And we probably want to put water over here as well. We can make another layer of these as well, but that's okay for now. Okay, so one there. One there, and I guess I should get the ore out of the way. I don't exactly have much... and this is where lava will be also inconvenient. But yeah, we've got 3 pairs going now. So this one has 2 pairs each. This one has 2 pairs. This one will have 2 pairs, etc. And the same thing here. So you can tessellate this out as far as you actually want once we get these. And they aren't saying anything at the moment. I'm sure it said you can get Yellorium and water. 20 RF per tick. Maybe it needs to be connected to a cable and to something that will store the, like there's no internal buffer or something. So let me go and get a few bits of cable and see if I can lead some cable up here. And ideally, we want to get rid of this. I like it to start off the game, but I like to get rid of it soon after. So in here, you see where that gap in the floor is? That's where some cable will come up and we can join onto this bar here to get this going. So I'm going to need some more glass and to make some cable. So there's just a few pieces of cable. You can see that it's already producing RF. So yeah, it doesn't have an internal buffer, but it's happy to fill up the cable connected to it. So yeah, it's time for me to go and set up the some kind of cobble to glass. And it depends on my options for sand. The macerator, because I don't have much power for IC2, it's not a great solution. So do we have any crusher options? We have a crusher from Actually Additions, and that uses an iron casing, which we've already made before. A couple of other things we've already made before, and I assume that's RF. So I'm going to go and make one of those, because if we've made everything there, I'm not going to put that on camera. When we come back, I'll have made, hopefully, we need some more steel, some advanced alloys. The advanced alloys we've already got here. So I guess that's going to be straightforward. Let's grab those back. And I'm going to need some coal, aren't I? Yeah, that might be more of an issue. And we're out of power again. The coal really is only really coming from here at the moment. So I can certainly grind it up, but at some point soon I'm going to have to figure out a better way of getting coal. Unless I can make that with charcoal. Raw carbon mesh row. Is that crushed coal? Coal powder, coal dust. Crusher, carbon brick. I can make it through charcoal. Okay, so if I go into a carbon brick first, I can get into carbon dust. Or it is actually worth just trying, see if I can actually macerate charcoal and make it directly. I didn't see charcoal in the list, but that's not new. And we've got some coal there as well. So I guess I'm going to put some more steel on. Yep, get some more steel. And then I want to see if we get some charcoal going. So let's just grab some of you. And good, that's finished the backlog. Let me go and see if I can get some of this in processing. All right, we've got everything we need now. This should make a crusher. And hopefully that's going to be able to crush cobblestone just fine. So we need some place to set this up. And I probably want to remove that furnace generator now anyway. So let's get rid of you. And I'm going to put some of this stuff away. Can't crush charcoal directly, by the way. You got to go through coal or carbon bricks. So carbon bricks are just fine. Let's head in here. Now I could make it in here. Remember, our power is going to be coming up this way, all the way from down there. So I could grab some of this. The things that are going to need power probably going to be the crusher. And then, so I'm going to need room for 3 from the crusher, then into a furnace. So I need quite a bit of vertical room for this. So maybe not in here, or I could just go through the roof or something like that. So if the furnace output's into a drawer here, there's going to be a hopper where I'm stood. Above that is going to be the furnace itself. Above that is a hopper. And then above that, right there, is going to be this crusher. Alright, let's pop upstairs. I need an elevator of some kind, but for now, pillaring up will do just fine. And then up here we want a couple of things. One is the hopper, and the other thing is the cobble gen. Okay. And I'm going to need some power connected to this. So I'm probably going to need to come up here, I think. I guess temporarily I could hook up that using that that connector I just used. Put it there maybe, and then I should be able to use this to connect up to our central relay. That I'm hoping that noise does not that noise. Maybe I'll look at ways to turn that down. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit annoying. However, that should produce sand, I'm hoping. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it's going to produce sand. Okay, so below that, we're going to need to feed this into a furnace right where I'm stood. So I'm going to need a block there just temporarily. And if I put a hopper like that, that should do. And then I just need my furnace. I just want the same kind of furnace maybe as this one, powered furnace. So what does it take to make that? It's probably another machine casing. Powered furnace. Another iron casing. Ah, I hate these things already. And it's so early in the game. And anyway, it's not too bad, I suppose. I suppose it's not too bad now because we've got that. We've got this to be able to make the plates faster. So let me just go and grab a few pieces of iron. That's enough. And we'll just make a quick block and put that through. What was the rest? We needed coal, didn't we? So I'm going to have to get coal dust again. I think I need, I want to say 16. Unfortunately, it needs this many, but let me go ahead and produce that new iron casing. Okay, so another iron casing, and we're going to have to automate that at some point. That's may even need a E2 for that, but we'll see. And a power furnace. Let's grab that, and we're going to place it right about here, I guess. Okay, that's going to need hooking up for power. And yeah, that will all have been delivered. So I do actually need power for this, and we need LV wire connectors and coils. Okay, LV wire, what are you again? LV wire. Oh, hardened clay. Okay, let me go and get some more of that. Okay, the connectors are up, and let's just pop that down there, let's say. And can I connect you into here? The spider web is getting worse. But it's okay for the moment. It's now getting some RF at least. And then out of here, it should be dropping, or it will be dropping glass fairly soon, which should be popping into this. There we go, we've got glass. So that should carry on and is automatic with passive RF now. So we've got a glass generator. What we also should look at, I guess, is also maybe generating these automatically, but they're easy enough to make that I can just create a few stacks and we should be done with them. And then, you know, I can obviously just drop them into, say, here. And we just fill the rest up with glass. Which, at 3 cables, is not a great amount. I need to make a lot more. So that's going to need to be much more glass. However, we can connect all of these up. And I'm not sure if there's any particularly most efficient ways to connect them. Once these are, once this other row is done, then I guess we'll see. But I don't think there's any particular issue with them as the way they are. Once I've got them all up, we'll see. So let's use some of that initial, shall we say, load of automatic glass to make a thermionic fabricator. We're going to need some gold and what else was it? A chest. We should be fine with that. Gold is easy to spot. And let's grab some glass. Hopefully, well, I've got enough to do it. Yeah, we have. And we need a chest, aren't I? So let's just grab a few of those. Let's grab the wood out of there. 30 casing. The glass, which I've got a few of. And finally the gold. Gold, not the wood. Gold. Thermionic fabricator. Okay, I imagine that will need RF as well. Okay, we're going to need to set up seed oil. So I've gone ahead and put another, well, not a chopper in this case, but a planter down here with some water on top. Don't need the water other than to keep everything moist, and it's not too far away from here anyway. So, but anyway, that uses up stone hose instead of stone axes. I may well automate that, or I may just make a tinker's version, like a Matic or something like that, if it'll accept it. And hopefully it would, and then I wouldn't have to have like a separate production chain for stone hose. We can just use one tool, and then if I could make it like this so it didn't break, that would be great. But we'll see a little bit later on. So in the meantime, this is starting to grow canola. It has nowhere to go at the moment, but it does have a canola to make. It will need tiny charcoal. We can't feed back on itself like this to use oak wood to fuel itself. So something to bear in mind. Anyway, once we have the canola seeds, we can then use various blocks. And there's a couple. There is one from Integrated Dynamics. However, this one, it requires you to jump up and down on it. Squeezes, flattens, and crushes by jumping on it. Don't really want to do that. Squeezer from Forestry will be the typical choice. 6 tin, 2 glass, and a sturdy casing, which we can already make. That would work fine. The other one I can think of, Squeezer, what is it now? I think there may be one from Immersive Engineering to get oil. And I've forgotten the last kind. It's in the guide. I'm almost sure it's in the guide. Empowering gauge. The canola press. That's the one. Not used this one before, so I'm not sure how good it is. However, we can make it pretty easily. It seems to be quite specific to canola. Hopefully that actually says, so that's a power generation system from natural resources. Yeah, what I don't know is if that's just going to produce power or actually seed oil. I know that the squeezer from Forestry will, so we may have to go for that one, I think. The seed oil is to make the machine chassis, which is made just like those circuits that I showed you last episode in the Carpenter. Instead of water, however, it's going to need seed oil. And it's going to need 100 canola seeds to get 1 bucket of seed oil. So we need quite a lot of canola to get actually even one of these going. Of course, later on that'll become much easier. So we can already make the iron casing. We can definitely make the sturdy casing. The basic capacitors, we need these copper electron tubes, which we've just got a thermionic fabricator for. And it's a straightforward recipe, apart from the lack of my copper at the moment, because I've just used it all. And then we've got these empowered Rustonia crystals. So next episode, I'm going to go and craft this, and then we'll then trigger age 5. Or, do I have time to do it now? No, we'll do it next episode. I need to leave this a little bit shorter today. I don't have as much time. So we'll leave that going. I've got this supply of glass building up. I've got nearly a stack now. That's fine. It'll just work its way up in the background. We'll then pop in some glass in here, which you'll then use up. And we'll get some copper, hopefully, when the mine continues. How much more is there? None? None. Okay, I don't think I have any copper over here as well. I may actually have to go manual mining again, and I know just how much you all know how I love manual mining. It's yeah, not good. Anyway, we're going to get on with that. We've got automatic glass, we've got thermionic fabricator. I've got a few more other tools we pretty much need now. It's a bit noisy in here, but I will sort it out. I'll be making more of that first cable once I have a first stock of glass, and then let's start the next episode. I'll show you this complete down here, just with this leading upstairs, and we're going to get plenty of RF for the empowerer outside, as well as the machines in here. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.